All right, let's dive into Chapter 16 of Name of Book.
Sounds good.
This chapter is like the calm before the storm, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We're at the end of the school year at Hogwarts, exams are over.
Yay.
And you would think everyone's just like ready to relax and head home for the summer.
For sure.
But not our trio.
Not Harry, Ron, and Hermione, no.
They've got a much bigger problem on their hands.
They do. A mystery to solve.
Exactly.
A mystery that could affect, well...
the entire wizarding world.
Yeah, pretty high stakes.
Absolutely.
This chapter just grabs you right from the start, you know?
Yeah.
You have this contrast,
Yeah.
between the end of year, like, carefree school vibe...
Right.
and this really serious secret...
Yeah.
this mission that Harry and his friends are taking on.
And it all starts with Harry's scar hurting like crazy.
Right, more than ever.
He's convinced that someone is after the Philosopher's Stone.
Of course, he's been suspicious of Snape all along.
Yeah, but then there's this other little clue.
Oh, you mean from Hagrid?
Yeah, Hagrid, of all people.
Hagrid with his big heart.
And his love for all creatures, especially dangerous ones.
Right.
He ends up spilling the beans.
He does, accidentally, of course.
About how to get past Fluffy.
That three-headed dog guarding the stone?
It's such a classic Hagrid move, isn't it?
Totally. He's so well-meaning.
Yeah.
But sometimes he just doesn't think things through.
Like he thinks he's just chatting about dragons.
Right, with someone who shares his passion?
But he's actually giving away a huge secret.
A secret that could put the stone in danger.
It makes you wonder about trust.
Oh, for sure.
Hagrid trusts this stranger.
Right.
But Harry's instincts are screaming that something's off.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, Dumbledore's out of the picture.
Yeah, conveniently gone, isn't he?
It's almost too perfect, for whoever's trying to steal the stone.
Like, it makes you think, did Snape or even Voldemort...
orchestrate Dumbledore's absence?
It's a good question.
Definitely adds to the suspense.
For sure.
So with Dumbledore gone, Harry, Ron, and Hermione decide they can't just sit around.
They've got to do something.
Exactly. They're not going to wait for disaster to strike.
They're going to take action.
Even if it means breaking the rules.
Absolutely.
I love that about them.
Me too. Their determination.
Yeah.
It really says a lot about who they are.
They're not just ordinary students.
No, they understand what's at stake.
And they're willing to stand up for what they believe in.
Even if it means risking expulsion.
Exactly.
They realize the world isn't black and white.
It's not.
Sometimes doing the right thing means making tough choices.
And those choices can lead to some really interesting situations.
Oh, tell me about it.
Like their confrontation with Neville Longbottom.
Ah, yes, Neville.
He tries to stop them,
He does, bless his heart.
He's such a loyal Gryffindor.
Always trying to do what he thinks is right.
But he's also a bit of a stickler for the rules.
That he is.
So, of course, he's not going to let them sneak out after curfew.
And Hermione, well...
she takes things into her own hands.
She does, in a way that always gets people talking.
She uses a full body bind curse on him.
It's a powerful spell.
It is.
And it always sparks a debate,
It does, because Hermione's usually the voice of reason.
Right.
The one who always tries to do the right thing.
Exactly.
So to see her use such a strong spell on a fellow student.
It's a little jarring.
It is, but she believes it's for the greater good.
To protect the stone and potentially save lives.
It's a really great example of how the book makes us think.
About the complexities of right and wrong.
Yeah.
Is it ever okay to use magic to control someone?
Even for a noble cause.
It's a question worth considering.
It is, and it really highlights those gray areas.
The ethical dilemmas we face.
Even in a world of magic.
Exactly.
And from this point on,
the adventure really kicks into high gear.
It does. The chapter becomes this whirlwind of action and suspense.
One challenge after another.
Starting with Fluffy.
That monstrous three-headed dog.
I mean, seriously, how would you even deal with that?
It's a classic guardian figure,
Representing that primal fear and danger. Luckily for Harry and his friends, they know Fluffy's weakness.
Music.
It's a brilliant little detail.
Isn't it?
Harry remembers Hagrid mentioning it.
Yeah, in passing.
And he uses it to lull the beast to sleep.
It's a clever solution.
It really is, and it highlights the importance of,
of observation.
Resourcefulness.
Absolutely. Sometimes the answer is right there in front of you.
But you just have to know where to look.
Exactly.
So they've outsmarted Fluffy.
On to the next challenge.
Which is...
the Devil's Snare.
A plant with a deadly grip.
Now, that's a fascinating creature.
Imagine a plant that can sense fear.
And then uses that fear to trap its victims.
It's brilliant.
Rowling really knows how to create these incredible creatures.
She does.
It's not just a physical obstacle.
It's psychological, too.
Right. The more you panic,
The tighter it squeezes.
it's like a metaphor,
For how fear can paralyze us.
and prevent us from taking action.
Ron, of course, starts to freak out.
He does, bless his heart.
But Hermione, with her knowledge of herbology,
She keeps a cool head.
she remembers how to deal with the snare.
Stay calm, use light and heat.
This scene is a perfect example of the importance of teamwork.
Oh, absolutely.
They all bring their unique strengths to the table,
Their knowledge, their skills.
and they rely on each other.
They trust each other.
And they work together to find a solution.
And that's what allows them to succeed.
It's a powerful message about collaboration
It is, and the value of different perspectives.
and different skill sets.
And of course, trust and support play a huge role.
They believe in each other.
They have each other's backs.
That shared purpose is what makes their journey so compelling.
So they've faced Fluffy.
They've escaped the devil's snare.
What's next?
Next up, a room full of flying keys.
Oh yeah, a room full of chaos.
Can you imagine that?
Hundreds of keys flitting about.
How would you even begin to find the right one?
It's disorienting just thinking about it.
It is, but this is where Harry's seeker skills come in handy.
His talent for flying.
His sharp eyesight.
He spots the key they need.
Another challenge tailored to test his specific ability.
It's like each obstacle is designed to push them
To force them to grow.
and to rail on each other.
And then we get to one of those intense challenges.
The giant chess game.
This is where things get really serious.
It's not just a game of skill anymore.
A game of strategy, of sacrifice.
And incredible courage.
Ron really shines in this scene.
He does, his strategic thinking.
He realizes that someone has to sacrifice themselves for Harry to win.
It's a heartbreaking moment.
But also exhilarating.
It's a turning point for Ron, I think.
It is. He shows such incredible bravery.
And selflessness.
It's a testament to their friendship.
The lengths they're willing to go to for each other.
It really sets the stage for what's to come,
The final chamber.
where Harry believes he'll finally confront Snape.
Little does he know what awaits him.
That's the story for the next part of our deep dive.
So Harry, he thinks he's about to face Snape, in that final chamber.
Right, he's expecting this showdown.
Yeah, after everything they've been through.
All those crazy challenges.
He finally thinks he's going to catch Snape red-handed.
Trying to steal the stone.
Exactly.
But there's a twist.
Oh, yeah.
It's not Snape at all.
Nope.
It's like Rowling pulls the rug out from under us.
She does. Totally flips our expectations.
Oh no, there. It turns out the real villain,
Has been hiding in plain sight the whole time.
someone we thought was harmless,
Almost pathetic.
turns out to be working for Voldemort.
Talk about a shock.
Right. It makes you rethink everything.
It does.
Like all the characters.
Their motivation.
You start to question who you can really trust.
You realize things aren't always what they seem.
People can wear masks,
Hide their true intention
and they can manipulate others.
to get what they want.
It's like a reflection of real life, you know?
It is.
Have you ever been surprised by someone's actions?
Oh, totally. Like you thought you knew.
But then they do something.
That completely throws you off.
It makes you question everything.
It's a universal experience, I think.
I think so too.
And Rowling captures it so well.
She does.
This whole reveal about the true villain,
Yeah.
it's not just a shocking moment.
It's not.
It opens up this deeper exploration of trust,
Betrayal.
deception.
It makes you think about the nature of good and evil.
It does, like,
Is evil always obvious?
right.
Or can it be hidden beneath a friendly face?
Those are tough questions.
They are.
And the book doesn't give us easy answers
That makes us think critically
about the characters,
of their choices.
the gray areas of morality.
And it's not just about this quest for the stone.
It's not.
It's also about Harry, Ron, and Hermione growing up.
Their journey of self-discovery,
Exactly.
learning about themselves,
The world.
the power of friendship.
The true meaning of courage.
They're facing challenges that force them to grow up
To make difficult decisions.
and to lean on each other for support.
And they're realizing that real courage,
Yeah.
it's not about being fearless.
It's about facing your fears.
doing what's right.
Even when it's hard.
This chapter is so well crafted.
It is.
It's action-packed.
It's full of suspense.
And it has this emotional depth.
It's a pivotal moment in the story
It sets the stage for the final confrontation.
between Harry and Voldemort.
It leaves you with so much to think about.
It does. Those themes.
Trust, betrayal.
Courage, sacrifice.
They stick with you.
They make you question things.
Like, what would you do in a similar situation?
Right. Would you have made the same choices?
Would you have trusted your friends? The way Harry trusts Ron and Hermione,
Would you have had the courage to face those challenges?
knowing the risks involved.
It's amazing how Rowling can pack so much into one chapter.
I know, it's a masterclass in storytelling.
And even though it's set in this magical world,
It's a fantasy.
the themes resonate with real life.
They do. Friendship, courage,
Sacrifice.
the battle between good and evil.
Those are universal,
They speak to all of us.
whether you're a wizard or not.
That's what makes it so powerful.
Just so captivating.
It's not just a fun adventure story.
It's a story about facing our fears,
Making tough choices.
discovering who we are.
This has been an incredible discussion.
It has.
I'm curious, what stands out to you the most?
I think for me, it's how Rowling uses these plot twists
Those reveals.
to challenge our assumptions.
And to make us understand the characters better.
It's like a reminder.
To never take things at face value.
There's always more to the story than we see at first.
No, I totally agree.
She keeps us on our toes
She does.
and makes us question everything.
It's brilliant.
So, as we move on to the next part,
What should we be thinking about?
I think it's important to pay attention to the choices Harry, Ron, and Hermione make,
The consequences of those choices.
the lessons they learn along the way.
And how their journey
Yeah,
mirrors our own lives.
in a way.
We all face challenges.
We all have to make difficult decisions.
And we all have the potential for both good and bad.
Exploring these themes through the story
Can help us understand ourselves better.
and the world around us.
It's a great point to end on. So we've talked about all the action and the suspense and the character development, but what's the bigger picture here? You know?
Well, one thing that really jumps out at me is the symbolism in this chapter. Each challenge
Yeah.
represents like a real life obstacle, and how the trio overcomes it, that tells us a lot about who they are.
Like the devil's snare,
Exactly.
which thrives in darkness.
Feeds on fear.
It's almost like a representation of the challenges that can hold us back.
When we let fear and doubt take over,
And then Hermione,
with her knowledge and quick thinking,
she shows us how important it is
to face our fears head on,
Yeah.
use our knowledge.
to stay calm.
Exactly.
And then there's the chess game,
This
this battle of strategy.
sacrifice.
It makes you think about the tough choices we face in life,
And how important it is to think ahead.
to consider the consequences,
Right. And then Ron,
sacrificing himself.
it's powerful.
It is. It really shows
The depth of true friendship.
that selflessness.
And this chapter also brings up the idea of trusting your instincts.
Oh, yeah.
Harry, he's uneasy about Snape,
Right from the start,
even though he doesn't have proof,
he follows his gut.
and it leads him to the truth.
It does, even though it's a dangerous path.
It's like a reminder to trust that inner voice
Even when it's telling you something different.
than what everyone else is saying,
Exactly. Have the courage to follow your own path,
even when it's uncertain.
even when it's unconventional.
It's amazing how this chapter
Mm.
connects to real-life experiences,
Yeah.
even though it's set in this fantastical world.
Those themes, they're universal.
Friendship, courage, sacrifice.
The battle between good and evil.
They're part of the human experience.
Whether you're a wizard or not,
And I think that's what makes it so captivating.
it's not just an adventure.
It's about facing our fears, making tough choices.
Discovering who we really are.
I think that's what makes this chapter
Yeah.
so powerful.
What do you think is the most important lesson we can learn from all this?
I'd say it's the power of belief.
Belief in yourself?
Yes.
Belief in your friend?
Belief in what's right,
Even when it's hard.
even when it seems impossible.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione, they never give up,
They face incredible odds,
but they never lose sight of their goal.
and they have each other's backs.
That's what allows them to succeed.
That unwavering belief.
It's inspiring.
It is.
It's something we can all take with us.
Even after we close the book,
This deep dive has been incredible.
it has.
It's amazing how much depth
and meaning.
we can find in just one chapter.
It's a testament to Rowling's talent
Her ability to weave together action, suspense, humor,
and those profound insights.
in a way that speaks to everyone,
And it shows us that we can learn so much from books.
even those that seem purely fantastical,
They challenge us,
inspire us
help us understand ourselves and the world around us.
in new and amazing ways.
So, as you keep reading Name of Book, keep your eyes open for those little details.
Those connections.
The moments that make you think and make you feel.
There's so much to discover.
And that's what makes reading so rewarding.
Until next time, happy reading